everybody, Gavin McCormack here. Welcome to this course on healthy habits. We're with Jack Butler. How are you, sir?
I'm great.
Now, we've traveled all the way to Iceland, and this week we're learning all about sleep. And the reason we're here is because something remarkable is happening. It's 2 o'clock in the morning and it's daylight. Jack, what's happening?
Well, in this part of the world, during summer, this is the nighttime. So night is not the same experience that you get through most of the world.
Now, what's remarkable is Icelandic people still manage to sleep. They block out their windows, they make sure it's nice and dark, they get to sleep, and the Icelandic people are renowned for health and well-being. In fact, the average life expectancy here for a male is 81 and for a female 85. And they put that down to a healthy diet and a good sleep pattern. Jack, what happens when we put our head on the pillow that's so important for our health and well-being?
Well, sleep is so important because often we fall into that trap of thinking our brains just turn off when we go to sleep. They don't. There's so much activity happening in our brains. So firstly, our brains are clearing out toxins, which is so important. And then our brains are reorganizing our thoughts and memories from the previous day.
Wow.
So all of the things we've learned, all of the interactions we've had with friends and family are organized so that we can make sense of them in the future. And then finally, our immune system and our muscles are going into this repair state where they're using that rest to recover and give us energy for the next day.
Wow, so when we go to sleep at nighttime, literally our brains clean themselves, they have a wash. All of the information we learn is filed away like a filing cabinet and our bodies start to heal. That sounds so important.
Absolutely.
Now, what's interesting about what you said is last night I had a terrible sleep. In fact, Jack, you're going to be disappointed. I was watching a movie and it was 11 o'clock. I wanted to stop, but I finished it and it finished at 1 a.m. I made a big mistake.
Gavin, this is terrible.
And this morning I was trying to send an email and the words just couldn't come. I couldn't get the right words I wanted. How can I set myself up for success when it comes to sleep?
Well, look, what you need to do is you need to practice sleep hygiene.
Ah.
Now, there are 3 key steps to sleep hygiene that will make your sleep better. 1, you need to make sure you go to bed at a regular time. So if you set your bedtime at 8 p.m. every night, make sure you go to bed.
Okay.
The next thing you need to do is make sure the environment that you're sleeping in is comfortable. Nice cool air, nice warm blankets, and you are going to have an excellent night's sleep.
Wow.
And the third thing you really have to do is make sure you're not staring at a screen in the couple of hours before you go to bed.
Ah, staring at a screen. You see, that was actually one of the biggest problems I had. And I understand it's something to do with the light. What is it about screens that causes such a problem?
Well, there's a couple of things really. Firstly, they emit blue light. And blue light is this signal to our brains that it's dawn, that we should be awake and that we should be active. And so we don't want that experience when we're trying to go to sleep.
Ah, okay.
And secondly, they're so stimulating. Our brain is going with all this activity when we really need to be winding down and transitioning into that restorative state.
Wow. So actually what I'm going to do tonight, I'm going to try very hard and actually over the next 7 days to follow your guidance. I now know how important it is. Now what we want you to do this week is do exactly the same as me. I made a mistake. Jack's given me the guidance I needed and we want you to try to follow the same guidance too. Over the next 7 days, follow Jack's rules. Set that time you go to bed, make your environment gorgeous. Do not look at a screen 2 hours before you go to bed and monitor your sleep hygiene. See if your sleep improves. And then, when you've discovered how amazing it is, you're going to add a page to your booklet, Healthy Habits, and share that knowledge with other people around the world and in your school. Jack, thank you so much for your wisdom this week.
Thanks so much for joining me, Gavin.
We will see you next week for week 2 of Healthy Habits.